Hi students, in this video we will discuss the exercise solutions, NCERT solutions from chapter electricity. This is the first question. A piece of wire of resistance R is cut into 5 equal parts. These parts are then connected in parallel. If the equivalent resistance of this combination is R dash, then the ratio of R by R dash. Okay, so first we should consider here the formula. R is equal to rho into L by A. Because here R is cut into 5 equal parts. Okay, a piece of wire of resistance. That means wire, it is cut into 5 equal parts means length will be decreased by 5. Okay, so length and resistance, it is directly proportional here. So the resistance also, it will be decreased by 5 times. Okay, so the new resistance, it is R by 5. But again these 5 parts are connected in parallel. Okay, individual resistances are connected in parallel here. So the new resistance will be, what is the formula for equivalent resistance in parallel connection? That is 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 plus 1 by R4 plus 1 by R5. Okay, here the resistances are equal. So 1 by R by 5, again 1 by R by 5 plus 1 by R by 5 plus 1 by R by 5 plus 1 by R by 5. Again we can rewrite it as 1 by R by 5. That means 1 divided by R by 5. It will become 1 into 5 by R. Reciprocal multiplication. So it will be like 5 by R plus 5 by R plus 5 by R plus 5 by R plus 5 by R. Okay, the denominators are same, so we can directly add, then we'll get as 25 by R. But this is 1 by R is 25 by R. Then what will be the R? Reciprocal of this. That means R by 25. Okay, so our new resistance R dash is now what? R by 25. The resistance first it was R. Okay, now it is R by 25. So we should find the ratio of R by R dash. Okay, so R by R dash means R divided by R by 25. That means R into 25 by R. Answer is 25. R will be cancelled here. So the answer it is 25. Question number 2. Which of the following does not represent electrical power in a circuit? Okay, so check the formulas for the electrical power. For the electrical power, the formulas are P is equal to I square R, V square by R, VI. Okay, these are the formulas for electrical power. So IR square, it is not a formula for electrical power. So answer is B. Question number 3. An electric bulb is rated 220 volt and 100 watt. When it is operated on 110 volt, the power consumed will be. Okay. So the electric bulb, first it is voltage is, okay, 220 volt. And 100 watt. 100 watt means power. Power is 100 watt. Okay. And again it is operated on 110 watt. That means this voltage, it is now new voltage is 110 volt. Then what is the power? So here we can use power is equal to V square by R. Okay. So R it is equal to V square by P. Okay. So we can find the resistance here, like voltage it is 220 into 220 by 100. Okay, so while solving this, we will get 484 ohm is the resistance. So resistance we got in this circuit. But now it is operated on 110 volt. So the new voltage it is 110. Okay, resistance 484. So what will be the power? So again we can use this formula, V square by R. It is 110 into 110 by 484. Okay, by solving this you will get 25. So the answer it is 25 watt. Question number 4. Two conducting wires of the same material and of equal lengths and equal diameters are first connected in series and then in parallel. In a circuit across the same potential difference, the ratio of heat produced in series and parallel combinations would be. So we have to find here the ratio of heat produced in series and parallel. What is the formula for heat energy? According to the Joule's law, H is equal to V square by R into T. Okay, otherwise the formulas are I square R into T and V into I into T. Okay, these three are formulas for heat energy produced, but it is better to use here this formula because it is given here the same potential difference. There is no mentioning about the current, what is happening to current, it is not mentioned here. So it is better to use this formula for the heat energy. Then what about our resistance? Resistance, first it was in series, then connected in parallel. And how many resistance are there? Two. Two wires mean two resistance. And it is of same material, equal length, equal diameter. That means resistance are same in two wires. Okay, so resistance in series it will be R1 plus R2, but the resistance are same, so it will be R plus R, 2R. Okay, and what will be in the parallel connection? It will be 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. That is equal to 1 by R plus 1 by R. It is 2 by R. 2 by R is 1 by R. So R is equal to R by 2. Okay, so now the ratio we should find. We can apply in this formula. Potential difference, it is same in both case. So V square by, okay, resistance in series it is 2R. 2R into T divided by V square by R by 2 into T. Okay, so the V square T everything it will be cancelled. So here it will be 1 by 2R divided by R by 1 by R by 2. So it will be 1 by 2R. 1 by R by 2 is 1 divided by R by 2. It is 1 into 2 by R. Okay, so 1 by 2R divided by 2 by R. That means 1 by 2R into R by 2. That means 1 by 4. Okay, so the ratio it is 1:4. Question number 5. How is a voltmeter connected in the circuit to measure the potential difference across 2 points? Always the voltmeter it should connected in parallel in the circuit to measure the potential difference. Question number 6. A copper wire has diameter 0.5 mm and resistivity 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 8 ohm meter. What will be the length of this wire to make its resistance 10 ohm? How much does the resistance change if the diameter is doubled? So what is the formula we should use here? R is equal to rho into L by A. Okay, R is given 10 ohm. Okay, rho it is given 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 8. Length it is not given here, and again the diameter it is given here for finding the area. Okay, so the length only we should find here. That means from this formula, length is equal to R into A by rho. Again the area formula also, it is not directly area it is not given here. So the formula we will use here to find the area, it is pi r square. Radius it is not given here, so the diameter we will use to find the radius. Okay, and finally we should find the resistance when the diameter is doubled. So again we will use this formula when the diameter it is doubled here. So this is our question. Complication will be there in the calculation part. So you should concentrate on the calculation part very well. Okay, so first I am going to write the data, what it is given here. That is diameter, it is 0.5 millimeter. Okay, and the rho it is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 8 ohm meter. And the resistance it is 10 ohm. These are the data given here. So the length we should find using the formula R into A by rho. Okay, so the resistance it is given 10. And what about the area? Area we should use here pi r square. Okay, pi r square into 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 8. So finding the radius means what? Diameter by 2. Okay, that means 0.5 by 2. Again it is in millimeter. So first we should convert the millimeter as meter. 1 millimeter is equal to 10 raised to minus 3 meter. Okay, so this will be 0.5 by 2 into 10 raised to minus 3. That means 0.25. 0.5 by 2, it will be 0.25 into 10 raised to minus 3. This is our radius. Now we can substitute as 10 into pi is 3.14 into radius, that is 0.25 into 10 raised to minus 3 and square, pi r square by 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 8. Okay, so this will be 10 into 3.14 into 0.25 square, 25 square it is 625. Here 2 decimal points. So in squaring it will be 4 decimal points. 10 raised to minus 3 whole square is 10 raised to minus 6 by 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 8. Now you should multiply these all and you should divide with 1.6. Okay, then you will get 1.2265 into, okay, 10 raised to 6, 10 raised to 8 you are solving, that means 10 raised to minus 6 by 10 raised to minus 8 will be 10 raised to minus 6 plus 8, that means 10 square. Okay, 10 square. So you can write it as 122.65 meter. So this is our length. We found out the length of the wire. Now we should find the resistance when the diameter is doubled. Okay, so the diameter it was 0.5 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter, right? So it is doubled, that means into 2. So it will be 0.5 into 2, it will be 1 only, 1 into 10 raised to minus 3. Again the radius is half of the diameter, right? So 1 into 10 raised to minus 3 by 2 you will get as 0.5 into 10 raised to minus 3. Okay, now we can substitute in this formula. For resistance, rho it is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 8. Okay, length we found out like 122.65. Okay, by area it is pi r square 3.14, and what is the radius? 0.5 into 10 raised to minus 3 the whole square. Okay, so it will be 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 8 into 122.65 divided by 3.14 into 0.5 square, it is 0.25 into 10 raised to minus 6. Okay, so again you should multiply this 1.6 with 122.65. That number you should divide with this product. Okay, then you will get 249.9 into, again this 10 raised to minus 8, 10 raised to minus 6 we are solving, we will get 10 raised to minus 2. Okay, so the answer will be 24.99. Okay, and approximately we can write it as 25 ohm. Okay, otherwise 24.9, that is also fine. So this is our new resistance when the diameter it is doubled. Question number 7. The values of current I flowing in a given resistor for the corresponding values of potential difference V across the resistor are given below. Plot a graph between V and I and calculate the resistance of that resistor. Okay, so these are the given values for the potential difference and current. So we can plot a graph using these values, and from the graph we have to calculate the resistance of the resistor also. This is the question. So we can upload a graph like this using the given values. Okay, current I am taking in the x-axis and potential difference V I am taking in the y-axis, and check the corresponding values again. Potential difference it is 1.6 and ampere, current it is 0.5. Okay, so the first case the potential difference it is 1.6. Okay, it is here, and the current it is 0.5. In the next case the potential difference it is 3.4 and the current it is 1. Okay, in the next case potential difference it is 6.7 and the current it is 2. In the other case potential difference it is 10.2. Okay, and the current it is 3, and here 13.2 for the value of current 4. Okay, so we get a slope like this in this graph. Slope of VI graph is the resistance. Okay, slope means V by I we can find here. Okay, that will be the resistance. So each values we can check the value of resistance. First one it is V by I, it is 1.6 by 0.5. Okay, that means 16 by 5. For removing the decimal part I can multiply with 10 in the numerator and denominator part. Okay, how many decimal points are there? That much zeros we can multiply, like 1 decimal point you can multiply with 10, 2 decimal points you can multiply with 100, like that. Okay, so here I multiplied with 10 in the numerator and denominator, then it will be 16 by 5 and it will be 3.2. Okay, so here the resistance it is 3.2 in the first case. In the second case we can take 3.4 by 1. Okay, so R it will be 3.4. In the third case, it will be 6.7 by 2. That means 67 by 20. Okay, and it will be 3.35. And in the fourth case, it is 10.2 by 3. That means 102 by 30. It will be 3.5. Okay, and the last case it is 13.2 by 4. Okay, 132 by 40 will get 3.3. Check the values of the resistance here. Here 3.2, 3.4, 3.35, 3.5, 3.3, all are very close values. Okay, so the resistance always we get as a constant, that is Ohm's law. V by I always it will be a constant. That constant it is known as resistance. So always the slope will be same for all the corresponding values. Question number 8. When a 12-volt battery is connected across an unknown resistor, there is a current of 2.5 microampere in the circuit. Find the value of the resistance of the resistor. Okay, so we can use the Ohm's law here to find the resistance. Resistance, it is equal to V by I. Both V and I it is given here. Okay, V it is 12 and I it is 2.5 microampere. So we should convert it as ampere. That means 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 3 ampere. That means 1 microampere means 10 raised to minus 3 ampere. Okay, so you can use this conversion here, and R is equal to 12 by 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 3. Okay, so 12 divided by 2.5. If you find any difficulty in divide with this decimal points, just I am using like 12 I will multiply with 10. Okay, to remove the decimal point in the denominator part, 2.5 also into 10. Okay, so it will be 120 by 2.5 into 10, it will be 25. Okay, this step we are doing to remove the decimal point here. Okay, how many decimal points are here? That much zeros we should add here. 1 decimal point, that means into 10. 2 decimal points into 100 we should do. Okay, so 120 by 25, it is more easy to divide, like 25. Okay, 128. Okay, so 4.8 we will get, and 10 raised to minus 3 it will go to the nominator part, then it will be 10 raised to 3. Negative will change as positive and the power it will go to the nominator part. So 4.8 into 10 raised to 3 ohm. That is our answer. That is the value of the resistance. Next question, question number 9. A battery of 9 volt is connected in series with resistors of 0.2 ohm, 0.3 ohm, 0.4 ohm, 0.5 ohm and 12 ohm respectively. How much current would flow through the 12 ohm resistor? Okay, so we should use the formula here again. I is equal to V by R. Okay, Ohm's law only. And what is the resistance here? It is in series, right? So what is the equivalent resistance? R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus so on. So 0.2 plus 0.3 plus 0.4 plus 0.5 plus 12. That will be by adding this we will get, yes, 13.4 ohm. Okay, this is the equivalent resistance. Now we should find the current. I is equal to V by R. V, it is given here, that is 9 volt. So 9 by 13.4. Okay, so again to remove the decimal points, 90 by 134. Can do like this. Okay, then by dividing this number you will get 0.671. And what is the unit for current? It is ampere. This is our answer. Question number 10. How many 176 ohm resistors are required to carry 5 ampere on a 220 volt line? So we should find out here the number of resistors. Okay, each resistors it carry 176 ohm, but how many resistors, that we should find out. And it is required to carry 5 ampere on a 220 volt line. Okay, so that much resistors of 176 ohm value will be resulting on 5 ampere for a 220 volt line. So the number of resistors we can find out here, like, let the number of resistors is equal to N. Okay, what will be the equivalent resistance in a parallel connection if the number of resistors are N? Okay, that will be 176 by N. The equivalent resistance in a parallel connection for N resistors, okay, it will be 176 by N. And the current I, it is 5, voltage it is 220. So we know the formula by Ohm's law, V by I is equal to R. So V here 220, I here 5, okay, R here we should take 176 by N. Okay, so what will be the N here? It will be 176 into 5 by 220. Okay, while solving this we will get 4. Okay, so 4 resistors should be connected in parallel to get a current as 5 ampere on a 220 volt line. Question number 11. Show how you would connect 3 resistors, each of resistance 6 ohm, so that the combination has a resistance of 9 ohm and 4 ohm. Okay, so to get a 9 ohm or 4 ohm, how we can connect the 6 ohms of 3 resistors? That is the question. It is just a trial and error method. We should check with all possibilities. Okay, so first we will check for 9 ohms. So the first method, 3 resistors are there. Okay, each are of the values 6. So what is the value if the resistors are in series? It will be 6 plus 6 plus 6. Okay, it is 18. That is not possible. Okay, we should get 9 ohms here. So this is wrong. Series connection for 6 ohm resistors, it is not possible. Then we can connect for parallel. 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6. This will be 3 by 6. Okay, this is 1 by R. So R will be 6 by 3, 2. Okay, 2 also. Here we should get 9. So 2 also, it is not possible. So complete series connection or complete parallel connection, it is not possible. Now we can check like, okay, 6 ohm I connected in parallel and 1 6 ohm I can take as series. Now we can check the values. Okay, in parallel it will be 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6. that means 2 by 6, 1 by 3. Okay, 1 by R is 1 by 3. So R it is 3. Okay, then the 3 it is connected in series with 6. So 3 plus 6 will be the total resistance. Okay, that is 9 ohm that we should get here. So what is the possibility? 2 resistance we should connect in parallel and 1 resistance it should be series with the parallel connection. Then we will get 9 ohm. Now we can check 4 ohm. Okay, so these possibilities we are not getting 4. Okay, so this is not possible again. So we can check like 2 resistance in series, okay, and 1 resistance in parallel with that, 6 ohm, 6 ohm. Okay, if we connect like this, what is the equivalent resistance for the series connection? That will be 6 plus 6, 12. Okay, again this 12 it is in parallel with this 6 ohm. Okay, so again the resistance it will be 1 by 12 plus 1 by 6, that will be 3 by 12. This is 1 by R. Okay, 1 by R is equal to 3 by 12. So R is equal to 12 by 3. It is 4. Okay, so that we got here. So for getting 4 ohms we should connect like this. Question number 12. Several electric bulbs designed to be used on a 220 volt electric supply line are rated 10 watt. How many lamps can be connected in parallel with each other across the two wires of 220 volt line if the maximum allowable current is 5 ampere? Okay, here the lamps are connected in parallel. Lamps mean resistors because the lamps has a certain resistance. So the lamps are resistors here which is connected in parallel. We should find out the number of lamps or the number of resistors when the voltage it is 220, power it is 10 and the current it is 5 ampere. So first we should use here the formula which is connecting the power, voltage and resistance, that is P is equal to V square by R. From this formula we can find out the resistance of one bulb. Okay, power it is 10 watt here, voltage it is 220 volt. Okay, so R here it is V square by P from this formula, and it is 220 into 220 by 10. It will be 4840 ohm. Okay, this is the resistance of one bulb. Let the number of bulbs as n. Okay, then the equivalent resistance. Equivalent resistance will be what? It is in parallel, right? So the resistance it will be 4840 by n. So the resistance it is 4840 by n, and actually what is resistance? That is V by I. V by I is equal to R. This is the Ohm's law. So we can equate this value with V by I here. What is the V here? That is 220. What is the I here? It is 5. And what is the R here? 4840 by n. Okay, so n will be 4840 into 5 by 220. Okay, by solving this we will get 110. Okay, so 110 lamps can be connected. Okay, this is the answer. Question number 13. A hot plate of an electric oven connected to a 220 volt line has two resistance coils A and B, each of 24 ohm resistance, which may be used separately, in series or in parallel. What are the currents in three cases? So in three cases we should find out the current here for the different resistance. Okay, in first case resistance we should consider as separately. 24 ohm resistance for two wires we should consider separately, and in the second case we should consider as the resistance in series, and the third case in the resistance in parallel. Okay, so the case 1, I is equal to V by R. This is the formula to find out the current. Okay, and V, it is 220. And the first case resistance we should consider separately. That means 124 only we should consider, and it will be 9.16 ampere. Okay, so separately we will get 9.16 ampere. Next is in series. Okay, in series what will be the resistance? It will be 24 plus 24. That means 48. Okay, so here I is equal to 220 by 48. That means 4.58 ampere. Okay. In case 3, the resistance that is in parallel. So Rp 1 by R is equal to 1 by 24 plus 1 by 24. That is equal to 2 by 24. Then R is equal to 24 by 2. And it is 12. Then I is equal to V by R, that means 220 by 12, it is 18.3 ampere. Okay, so these are the different currents in different three cases. Question number 14. Compare the power used in 2 ohm resistor in each of the following circuits. A 6 volt battery in series with 1 ohm and 2 ohm resistors, and a 4 volt battery in a parallel with 12 ohm and 2 ohm resistors. So in both cases we should find the value of power and we should compare the power. That is the question. Okay, so for finding the power, normally we will have a doubt what formula we will use. P is equal to V square by R or I square into R. Okay, so we can observe that I square R we are using when current is constant. Okay, V square by R we will use to find power when voltage constant. Okay, in this way easily we can choose which formula we should use here. So the first one, it is given here, it is in series connection. Okay, so series means current constant. Okay, but voltage varies. When current constant, we can use the formula I square R to find the power. But I is not given here. So first we will find out the I using the formula V by R. What is the V here? 6. And what is the R here? We should find, it is in series, right? So we should find the equivalent resistance here. That is R1 plus R2. That means 1 plus 2. 6 by 3. It is 2. So IV got as 2 ampere. Now power we should find out through 2 ohm resistor. Okay, not through all the resistance, through the 2 ohm resistor. So I square R will be 2 square into 2. That is 8 watt. So in first circuit we got the power as 8 watt. And now we can consider the second case. Second case, it is in parallel. Okay, so parallel means voltage constant. Voltage constant, but current varies. Okay, so we can use here the formula when voltage constant V square by R. Okay, so V square here it is given 4. Okay, 4 square by what is the R here? Through 2 ohm we should find. So by 2. 16 by 2, again it is 8 watt. So we can write like both case, okay, power same, it is 8 watt. Okay. Question number 15. Two lamps, one rated 100 watt at 220 volt and the other 60 watt at 220 volt are connected in parallel to electric main supply. What current is drawn from the line if the supply voltage is 220 volt? Okay, so it is given here, it is a parallel connection. In parallel connection, voltage always it remains same, but the current flow will be different. So that current we should calculate here, and it is given here also the different powers also. Okay. So which formula we can use? If it is a parallel connection, we can use V square by R for power. Okay. But they didn't mention anything about the resistance. Anyway, we can calculate the resistance from this equation, and using the voltage and resistance we can calculate the current also. That is not a wrong method, but it is more better to use here the formula power is equal to voltage into current. That means P is equal to VI. Okay, power it is given here, voltage also it is given here. Then the current we can find out very easily. So two lamps are here. So in lamp 1, okay, lamp 1, that means I1 is equal to P1 by V1. Okay, from this formula we can calculate the current here, and P1 it is 100. Okay, so 100 by 220 it is. It will be 5 by 11. Okay. In the case of lamp 2, I2 is equal to P2 by V2, that is equal to 60 by 220. 60 by 220 will be 3 by 11. Okay. So in a parallel connection, total current is equal to I1 plus I2. Okay. So here I it is equal to 5 by 11 plus 3 by 11, that is 8 by 11. When dividing these numbers, we will get 0.73 ampere. Okay. So this is the current drawn from the line in this parallel circuit. Question number 16. Which uses more energy, a 250 watt TV set in 1 hour or a 1200 watt toaster in 10 minutes? Okay, so here we can use the formula which is connecting energy and power. The basic formula for calculating power, it is power is equal to energy by time. Here power it is given, time also it is given. It is asked to find the energy in both cases. Okay, so energy is equal to power into time. Okay, this formula we are using to find out the energy here. So in the case of TV, okay, TV, what is the power here? Power, it is 250. Time, it is 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour, we should calculate this in seconds. So that means 1 into 60 into 60. Okay, that is 3600 seconds. Okay, now we can calculate the energy, power into time. That means 250 into 3600. Okay, that is equal to 90000 joule. Okay, joule is the unit for energy, and again we can write it as 9 into 10 raised to 5 joule. This is the standard form. Okay, so this is the energy consumption in the case of TV. Then we can check for toaster. What is the energy? Okay, here power, it is 1200 and time, it is 10 minutes. So 10 into 60, 600 seconds. So energy is equal to power into time, 1200 into 600. That means 720000 joules, and again we can write as 7.2 into 10 raised to 5 joule. This is the standard form. This also fine. Okay, if you want to write like this, you can write like this. Which uses more energy here? You can compare. Here 9 into 10 raised to 5. Here it is 7.2 into 10 raised to 5. Okay, so which uses more energy? TV set. We can write like TV set uses more energy. Question number 17. An electric heater of resistance 8 ohm draws 15 ampere from the service means 2 hours. Calculate the rate at which heat is developed in the heater. Okay, so here we should find out the rate at which heat is developed. The rate at which heat is developed means heat energy, okay, developed by unit time. Okay, so that means energy by time. What is energy by time? That is power. Okay, so we should find out the power here. For finding the power, which formula we will use here? Here current and resistance, it is given. Okay, so we can use the formula I square R. That means 15 into 15 into 8. That is 225 into 8 is equal to 1800 and what? Okay, don't calculate the time here, I square RT. Okay, it will get mistake. The rate at which heat means rate at which energy, that is always power. So you should calculate the power using the formula I square R. If you are using the formula I square RT, you will get the heat energy only. It will be wrong. So always take care of this. Question number 18. Explain the following. These are the questions. So we will discuss one by one. First one. Why is the tungsten used almost exclusively for filament of electric lamps? Okay, why tungsten it is using for filament of electric lamps? You can observe that when light is on, after some time bulb gets heated, but it is never getting burned, right? Even at high temperature. Due to high resistivity and high melting point of this tungsten material, it doesn't burn when it heated. Okay, that's why we are using tungsten for the filament of electric lamps. So these 2 points are very important: high resistivity, high melting point. The materials which have high resistivity, they will have high melting point also. Next one, why are the conductors of electric heating devices such as bread toasters and electric irons made of an alloy rather than a pure metal? In this table, you can see different resistivity values for different materials. Resistivity, it is increased when it comes down the group. Alloys have more resistivity than metals. You can see here, alloys have more resistivity than metals. Due to high resistivity, alloys have high melting point also. Okay. Again, one more property, alloys are not getting oxidized. That means it is not getting burnt comparing to the metals. Metals, they have a high tendency to get oxidized. Metals are highly reactive with oxygen. So it will get oxidized very soon. But alloys, it is not reacting with oxygen. It is reacting, but the reaction, it is slow comparing to metals. That's why it is better to use alloy rather than a pure metal in the conductor of this heating devices. Next question, why is the series arrangement not used for domestic circuit? Okay, generally we are using parallel arrangement for domestic circuit. The one thing it is that in parallel connection, the voltage, the potential difference, always it remains same. So the amount of energy also, it will be equal to all devices in parallel connection. That's why we can say parallel arrangement is used in domestic wiring so as to provide equal amount of energy to all devices. The other reason is in series connection, what is the equivalent resistance? R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3, so on. So the combined resistance or the equivalent resistance, it will be highest always. If the resistance is more, the current flow will be very less only. Okay, but in parallel connection, the combined resistance or the equivalent resistance, it is getting lowered always, like 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Okay, so always it gets lowered the resistance. Due to the low resistance, current will flow easily in a parallel circuit and all the devices, it can work properly. Okay, and the other reason is that in series connection, every devices, it is connected through a single wire, but in a parallel connection, separate connections are there. Okay, so if a fault or short circuit occurs in any circuit, if it is in series connection, if one devices, it got any fault, it will affect other devices also. But in parallel connection, if a fault or short circuit occurs, it will not result in the disconnection to other circuit. Okay, so these are the reasons why we are not using series arrangement and why we are using parallel arrangement for domestic circuits. Next question, how does the resistance of a wire vary with area of cross section? Okay, this is the formula, R is equal to rho into L by A. Here we can see area, it is inversely proportional to resistance here. Okay, so that means when area increases, the resistance decreases, and when the area decreases, the resistance increases. Always it is in inverse relationship. Next question, why copper and aluminium wires are usually employed for electricity transmission? For electricity transmission, we should always use good conductors. Okay, copper and aluminium, which have very low resistivity values. That means they are very good conductors of electricity. That's why we are using these metals for electricity transmission. I hope you understood the solutions of this exercise. If you have any doubt regarding any of the questions, please comment in the comment box. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and share, and don't forget to subscribe the channel to get notification for new videos.